Hello everyone! Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Sel. This is part 2 of my Amazon Japan haul. Like I said in the description, it's my dream haul because it's got coloring and art supplies. Let's check it out! This is a watercolor paper from a company called Art Gear. It's a company in Japan. It's called the White Ibis Medium Watercolor Paper. This is 300 GSM, 50 sheets in A4 size. Now, I've never had nice watercolor before, so I thought I'd treat myself to a nice watercolor paper for once that's actually 300 GSM. And I know there are a lot of watercolor papers out there that's claiming to be 300 GSM, 100% cotton. And this doesn't claim to be 100% cotton, but it does say that it has a large percentage of being cotton. And it's made in Japan, so I have a lot of trust in the quality, although I haven't tried it yet. Now, my thoughts on getting this was I'm going to print coloring pages on this nice paper and paint it with watercolor or gouache, or I'm going to paint something on my own as well. I already have a project that I'm thinking of using this watercolor paper, so watch out for that. Now, the texture of the paper is medium coarse, probably the same coarseness as a cold pressed watercolor paper. Although I can't say because I haven't seen cold pressed watercolor paper or coarse watercolor paper, but I can say that the texture is probably medium coarseness. You can clearly see the texture here, and the thickness is very thick, almost thicker than a cardstock. That's how far it bends. So it's quite thick. And it wasn't cheap either, so I will try to make these last. Next, I got Holbein Artist Squash in 18 color set. My current gouache is Himi gouache, and I was going to use that up before upgrading. But I was doing an artwork and then I got frustrated with it, and I thought, could it be the gouache? So I decided to invest in an artist quality gouache and investigate for myself. And since I was already in Amazon Japan, I thought I'll just add this to my box. And so even though my intention with that box was coloring books, now it's slowly expanded to art supplies. So these are the colors in an 18 color set box. And I got the 15 ml because I knew that primarily I'm a gouache colorist, or I'm a gouache artist. So I knew I would be using this a lot. Even though I'm very frugal when it comes to using up my paints, I have paints that are from 14 years ago, 11 years ago that I still haven't used up, and they're probably not even 15 ml. And I only got the 18 color set because that's what's in my budget. Now, I already swatched this. I made a basic color wheel palette. And what I've done is I swatched the primary colors and blended those to see the secondary colors that I'll get out of them. And then I added this section to see what I can get when I add white gouache. And here I checked what color I would get when I add black. See how interesting the darks are? And so now when I have to color with a dark color, I look at this palette and check to see what kind of dark I need. And then I made a swatch of the Himi gouache as well, just to see. And here's the difference. On the left is the Holbein, on the right is the Himi. And the difference is in the saturation of the pigments. With the Himi gouache, the pigments are less saturated. I'm not saying that Himi is bad. For me, I still use my Himi gouache for coloring. Just keep it in mind that it's less saturated overall and have different expectations. I also made a color mixing palette on this side. It's quite large. I made a template for this color mixing palette, which you can download in my KoFi. The link is in the description and it's free. So I thought that I'd share it to you since it's been very useful to me. I just put down all the colors across and vertically, and then I mix the colors. And check out the interesting colors that I got just by mixing unexpected colors, especially the violets and the greens. Check out the interesting greens that I got by mixing together burnt sienna and the blues. Isn't that amazing? And so when I color now, I tend to get this and then check out what colors I need to mix to reach that target color. So I recommend that you try it for yourself because it will help you to get to know your colors. You can use this for any color medium that you have. Then I got these Kuretake starry colors. I was influenced by YouTubers to get this, but I didn't really have to because they cost the same here as in Amazon Japan. But at that time, I thought I needed to add it to give some pizzazz to my coloring. I haven't tried it yet, so I will definitely show you when I've used this palette. I got more Holbein gouache tubes. I got white gouache because I knew that working with gouache requires a lot of white, and so I prepared myself to get a lot of white in case I wasn't going to be able to order from Amazon Japan again. So these are just both white gouaches from Holbein. And with the Himi set, I already ran out of my white, so that's how fast it goes. And I also got a Turner acrylic gouache in white, in mixing white. So this is a lot cheaper than the Holbein gouache white. So I thought that I would try using this as well. And then I got two more tubes. This is the Opera Pink. Gray number 2. The gray color is a convenience color, while the pink was a necessity. This is the Opera Pink, and this is the magenta from the set. So I've been using a lot of the Holbein gouache in my colorings lately. Since I was on an art supply kick, I got this Holbein watercolor 24 color set in 5 ml tubes. I got this because Holbein was having a sale at the time, and the price was just right for me. I was originally going to get the Daniel Smith Essential set, but 5 of the Daniel Smith Essential color set was the same price as the Holbein 24 color set. So it was a no-brainer decision. And I got the 24 colors for convenience. I enjoy color mixing and I plan to do that. But I thought that I'd use this for coloring, so I thought I'd make life easier for me. And I've never owned a high quality watercolor in my life. So I'm so excited about this. And this is totally an eye opener. I've already used this in some coloring. This is using the Holbein watercolor. And I can't wait to use it on a real watercolor paper. I also made a color chart for this, and it has helped me choose and mix the right colors quickly without experimentation. So this is the color mixing palette that I did, and you can download the template again in my KoFi in the description below, and it's free. So again, very interesting colors. And if anything, this exercise is same as coloring. And it's really fun. But the difference is you get a lot of use out of this after you do it. At some point, it gets tedious. And also, it gets, you can make a mistake. For example, especially with watercolor, you have to be careful with the amount of water that you mix, because if the amount of water is not the same or consistent across, then it might not be an accurate color swatch. And then this is the regular color palette. And as an extra, I felt like making a Zorn palette here. And a Zorn palette is useful for mixing for skin colors, for portraits. It's got a lot of muted colors. And then I got this for my daughter who loves coloring. It's a crayon for children made by Sakura Crepas. These jumbo crayons are made with beeswax, and that's why there are all these bees here. They're washable with water, and they don't break easily. So they're made with non-toxic materials. I know she's too young for it, but one night I decided to surprise her, and I gave it to her. And I just wanted to see how she would use it. We tried it together, and I'll insert a clip of us trying it together. Ta-da! Ooh. It's so nice.
I want to borrow.
You want to borrow? What color? Ooh, a blue one.
It's nice.
Is it nice?
It's nice. It's a nice. It's nice. It's a nice crayon.
Nice crayon. Oops, there's paper. Let's push. It's amazingly creamy and saturated. I've never experienced drawing with something like this before. It's almost like oil pastel, but in crayon. May even be pastel for kids. I'm not sure, but it's definitely worth it. The problem is, my daughter, she draws so hard that she slides down the paper wrapping like this. So it covers the crayon and it frustrates her. So I decided that she's not yet ready for this, because the only other option is for me to remove the wrapping, which I didn't want to do. So I quietly took it back, and I will be keeping it until she's big enough to know how to use it. And then I got her another set of crayons from Temu. And this is just a glue gun. I just thought that it's time to upgrade to a new glue gun. This one has an off and on button, and it's leak proof. With my current glue gun, I always get burns. So I'm hoping that with this, I'm not going to get burned anymore when crafting. I do a lot of crafting for my daughter and for my for Christmas ornaments. I haven't even opened it. It has some glue sticks as well, some black and white glue sticks, and it comes with a plastic case. And I got the sand beige color. So I'm excited to open this. Let me know if you want to see it. A few more little things that I bought. This is a set of watercolor brushes by Van Gogh. These were inexpensive, and so I thought that I would try it. I have used 3 of the 6 sets so far, and I can say that they're good, but not as good as the Princeton Select that I bought from Singapore in February. So these are the Princeton Select brushes. They're not the gold standard brushes. I think the Neptune or something like that is the gold standard when it comes to watercolor brushes by Princeton. But I'm not there yet in terms of my budget. So I'm only starting with these for now, and I'm happy with this. And I'll also share with you my favorite brushes that I'm using for my coloring and painting. So this is Winsor & Newton Cotman. So these are all student grade, I can say. And this is a Winsor & Newton foundation brush. I don't like these brushes because this is poor quality. This gets loose in some of the brushes, and so it's not nice when this is loose, this part. This is a Lac Comel brush. This is really nice, and I use it for backgrounds, for an even background painting. And this is, surprisingly, these Reeves nylon hair brushes have withstood the test of time, and I still like them until now. I used to have all just Reeves art materials, and that's why I say that this is the first time I'm treating myself to high quality art materials, because I've just been using Reeves all my life, including brushes. And this is made of wood. These brushes were made of wood, and it seems like now the trend is plastic. And these wood brushes are actually lighter than these plastic ones. So I have these, and then some detail brushes from KoFi, handmade in Germany. Then I also got this sharpener from Dahl, and I was looking for a sharpener made in Germany in Amazon Japan, and I found this. So far it has worked well for me. I'm sure you've seen this before, but for me it was the first time that I've seen it. As you can see, I've already used it a bit, and I can say that it works really well, and I have not encountered any breakage. Okay, now let's get to books. After the books I really wanted to get, which I filmed in the first video, I had a few more weeks to consider what else I wanted to put in my box from Amazon Japan. And I'm glad I had that extra time so I could think about each book more carefully. I got a couple of Western coloring books because they're cheaper in Amazon Japan than in the US. Although when I checked again, This RJ Hampson hide and seek book is now $12. This is Hide and Seek by RJ Hampson, and I was influenced by Happy Catastrophe. Hi Candice! If you're watching, hello, I'm a fan! She had a flip through of this, which made me appreciate the humor in this book more. You should check out her chatty flip through if you haven't seen that video before. And then I got The Matchstick Mouse, a summer coloring book by Morgan O'Brien. And this was influenced by October Cat. And I'll try to do what she does to these pages. I will show you a sample of her gorgeous coloring on this side. Now, summer is my favorite season, and we have summer still left here where I live, so I'll try to have some pages done. I photocopied some pages of this and then gave it to my daughter to color, and she absolutely loved it. Then I got the April Four Seasons coloring book. I got the Japanese version, which was inexpensive in Amazon Japan compared to the Korean version. I'm sure you've seen this before. And then I got more eerie books. I don't really know why. This is A Journey Through Time, and this is A Journey Through Lands of Magic and Fairies. I really wish I didn't get these because they'll take me forever to color, and I'm not sure there's a huge variety between the romantic country and these books. I feel like once you've colored an eerie book, you've colored them all, but I may be wrong. And anyway, if I don't color them, I think my daughter will appreciate this when she's older. If you have these books and know where I can join color along groups, let me know. Or if you want to buddy with me, please DM me in Instagram. And then there are books that I was suggested that I had never seen before. This is called Rejuvenate Your Brain, Regulate Your Autonomic Nervous System, and Soothe Your Mind with 12 Months of Japanese Scenery Coloring Book. And what's unique about this book is there's a neuroscience and health education specialist who supervised the making of this book. Her name is, or his name is Kikonori Shinohara. The illustrator's name is Hiromi Kake. And when I read the description and reviews, for the first time, I understood that coloring can be healing, and I needed that. The jacket flap says, "Get started on your rejuvenating and healing coloring journey." The first few pages teaches you how to paint landscape and real life. Sorry, still life. This is landscape and this is still life. And then we get to the 12 months, starting with spring. The pictures here are nostalgic scenes that are only in Japan. So, if I analyze this, this is really for the elderly to remember nostalgic scenes. And when you remember nice things from the past, it relaxes your brain. And in the meantime, coloring keeps your mind agile. The line art is very light, so I'm not sure if you can see this. It's fairly intricate, so definitely not for kids. There's a lot of scenery and flowers, but a lot of objects as well, and people. I will do a flip through of this book because I feel like it's one of the best that I got in my box. And then I saw a similar healing coloring book, and this one is called Easy Adult Coloring Book. This one has 11 memorable landscapes from all over Japan, including mountains, seas, and thatched roofs. According to this, the artist went on sketching trips all over Japan and painted with watercolor. Each of the colored samples explain where the sample landscape was colored from, but you can also color it with colored pencil. This is for any age, and it caught my eye because it says it will teach you to paint landscapes. And I always wanted to color landscapes because I think that's one of the most relaxing things you can do. I'll do a separate flip through for this as well. And then, as if I didn't have enough, I was inspired again by October Cat to purchase this book. And this is Forest Kingdom by Toshiyuka Fukuda. Toshiyuka Fukuda was born in 1967. He graduated from the Department of Graphic Design at Osaka University of Arts in 1967. He has a unique style of illustration, which he has applied on editorials, book covers, CD jackets, picture books, merchandise, advertisements, name it. According to reviews, this art brings a sense of nostalgia because his art was popular back in the day. There's an English version of this, and it's a larger book, but I wanted the Japanese version. My plan is to study his illustrations and then try to copy his coloring in this book so I could learn a few things from his style. And when I'm done, then I'll have a portfolio of his work. Lastly, and again, I have October Cat to thank for this, I got the Quick and Easy Coloring Book by Mizutama. Mizutama is an illustrator who is popular for stationery design. And this coloring book is made for children and adults. I got this because I thought it was a fun break from the Eries and the other serious coloring books. For me, this is coloring that doesn't require shading, but requires good color choices. When I color this, I'll be putting myself in the position of a pattern designer or a merchandise designer. I think it'll be fun, but challenging at the same time, since I'm not very good at picking out colors. And I might even use crayons. There are postcards at the back that you can give away to someone. That's it. That was a lot, wasn't it? Gosh. I have enough coloring books to color until I turn 50, even if I don't even know if I'll reach that age. And my favorite in the end are the coloring books by the Japanese art icons. I feel like owning some part of history. I also like the ones that I was not influenced by anyone, but it was my own instinct. What were your favorites? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. Let me know your favorite and what you would like for me to flip through in the comments. Templates for the color swatches are in the description. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next video. Take care, and please try to take care of someone